In this episode, we look at physical and network attack indicators, which are the signs that something may be wrong in the physical environment, the network environment, or both at the same time. Security incidents do not always begin with malware on a laptop or a suspicious login from another country. Sometimes the first clue is a person entering a restricted area without authorization, a damaged door, an unusual card reader, an unexpected device connected to the network, or traffic patterns that do not match normal behavior. Physical attacks and network attacks often connect because computers, cables, wireless signals, badges, screens, and devices all exist in real places. A person who can enter a wiring closet, watch a password being typed, install a rogue device, or tamper with a payment terminal may create a cyber incident through physical access. The goal here is to recognize indicators early, connect them to possible attack types, and understand where evidence may appear. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is part of our companion study series. The first book is a detailed study guide that explains the exam and helps you prepare for it with confidence. The second is a Kindle-only ebook with 1,000 flashcards you can use on your mobile device or Kindle for quick review. You can find both at CyberAuthor.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. Tailgating is a physical access problem where someone follows an authorized person into a restricted area without properly authenticating or being checked. It can happen at a locked office door, a data center entrance, a laboratory, a warehouse, or any area that depends on badge access or controlled entry. The indicator may be a security camera showing two people entering on one badge swipe, a door held open too long, a visitor walking without an escort, or employees reporting someone unfamiliar in a restricted space. Tailgating works because people often want to be polite. Holding a door for someone feels normal, especially if that person looks confident, carries equipment, or appears to belong. The risk is that physical access can lead to device theft, network connection, screen viewing, document exposure, or tampering. Good security culture teaches people to be courteous while still requiring each person to badge in or follow visitor procedures. Shoulder surfing is another physical attack that depends on observation rather than technical compromise. It happens when someone watches sensitive information being entered, displayed, spoken, or handled. The target might be a password, personal identification number, badge code, recovery phrase, customer record, security question, or confidential document. Indicators can include user reports of someone standing unusually close, repeated presence near work areas, camera footage of someone watching screens, or patterns of account misuse after someone worked in a public or shared space. Shoulder surfing can happen in offices, airports, classrooms, coffee shops, conference rooms, help desks, and reception areas. It can also involve phone cameras or long-distance viewing, not just someone standing directly behind you. The defense is partly awareness and partly environment design. Privacy screens, screen locking, clean desk habits, careful seating, and not speaking sensitive information aloud all reduce the chance that someone can capture information simply by looking or listening. Skimming is a physical attack often associated with payment cards, access cards, or devices that read information from cards or similar tokens. A skimmer is a hidden or modified device that captures data when a person uses a legitimate-looking terminal, card reader, automated teller machine, fuel pump, or access point. Indicators may include loose or bulky card readers, damaged seals, mismatched parts, unusual attachments, cameras aimed at keypads, user complaints about suspicious terminals, or fraud reports tied to a specific location. Skimming is dangerous because the victim may complete a normal transaction and never realize anything happened. In some cases, attackers combine skimming with shoulder surfing or small cameras to capture both card data and personal identification numbers. Organizations look for tampering, inspect devices regularly, review transaction patterns, and train staff to recognize equipment that does not look right. The key lesson is that trusted physical interfaces can be turned into collection points when attackers modify them. Forced entry is a more direct physical indicator because it involves signs that someone tried to enter or did enter a space without authorization. Evidence may include broken locks, damaged doors, cut fences, pry marks, shattered windows, disabled cameras, missing equipment, open cabinets, disturbed ceiling tiles, or alarms triggered outside normal hours. Forced entry matters to cybersecurity because physical access can lead to digital compromise. Someone who enters an office may steal laptops, remove drives, connect devices, photograph documents, access unlocked systems, or tamper with network equipment. A server room, wiring closet, or storage area can be especially sensitive because equipment there may support many users and systems. Security teams should connect physical records with cyber records. If a door alarm triggered at 2 in the morning and a network device started behaving strangely soon afterward, those facts belong together. Physical evidence and network evidence can strengthen each other when reviewed as part of the same incident. Distributed denial of service, DDoS. Attacks are network attacks designed to overwhelm a service, system, or connection so legitimate users cannot access it. Instead of quietly stealing data, a DDoS attack focuses on availability. Indicators may include a sudden spike in inbound traffic, many requests from many locations, slow website performance, failed connections, service timeouts, customer complaints, overwhelmed firewalls, or internet links reaching capacity. Some DDoS attacks flood raw network traffic. Others target specific applications by sending requests that consume processing power. The effect can look like the organization's public website, application, or online service is simply broken, but the cause may be hostile traffic. Evidence often appears in network monitoring tools, web server logs, firewall logs, provider alerts, and user reports. DDoS attacks can also be used as distractions while attackers attempt fraud, intrusion, or data theft elsewhere, so defenders should avoid focusing only on the noisy event. Downgrade attacks try to force systems to use weaker security than they otherwise would. Many technologies support different versions, modes, or protections so older systems can still communicate. Attackers may abuse that flexibility by interfering with negotiation and pushing a connection toward a less secure option. The indicator may be repeated connection failures followed by weaker encryption, unexpected use of old protocol versions, security warnings, failed certificate checks, or logs showing that a system accepted a lower security mode than normal. Downgrade attacks matter because the victim may believe a protected connection exists, while the attacker has made it easier to observe, alter, or attack the communication. This is one reason organizations disable obsolete protocols and weak cipher suites instead of leaving them available for convenience. Compatibility can be useful, but backward compatibility can become a risk when it allows attackers to drag modern systems into old and weaker behavior. Rogue devices are unauthorized devices connected to a network or placed in the physical environment. A rogue device might be an unknown wireless access point, a small computer hidden behind a printer, an unapproved network switch, a malicious universal serial bus device, a fake keyboard, a camera, or a device plugged into an open network jack. Indicators may include unknown media access control, MAC, addresses, unexpected wireless networks, new devices in asset discovery, unusual traffic from a conference room or lobby, alerts from network access control tools, or physical discovery of equipment no one claims. Rogue devices are risky because they may provide remote access, capture traffic, bypass segmentation, impersonate trusted services, or create an unauthorized wireless bridge. Sometimes a rogue device is malicious. Sometimes it is installed by a well-meaning employee trying to solve a convenience problem. Either way, unknown devices should be investigated because defenders cannot secure what they do not know exists. Sniffing is the act of capturing or observing network traffic. Network administrators may use packet capture for legitimate troubleshooting, but attackers may sniff traffic to collect credentials, session data, internal addresses, protocols, or sensitive information. Indicators of malicious sniffing can be subtle. You might find an unauthorized packet capture tool, a rogue device connected to a network segment, a network interface placed into promiscuous mode, unusual traffic mirroring, or suspicious access to network equipment. Promiscuous mode means a network interface is receiving more traffic than it would normally process, which can be useful for monitoring but suspicious on an ordinary endpoint. Strong encryption reduces the value of captured traffic, but metadata can still reveal useful patterns. Sniffing is easier when networks are poorly segmented, when traffic is unencrypted, or when an attacker gains access to switching infrastructure. Evidence may appear in endpoint logs, network device configurations, monitoring alerts, and physical inspections of connected equipment. Spoofing means pretending to be something else. In network security, attackers may spoof internet addresses, hardware addresses, email senders, websites, caller identities, or services. The purpose is usually to trick systems or people into trusting the wrong source. Indicators depend on the type of spoofing. Address spoofing may show traffic claiming to come from impossible or unexpected locations. Hardware address spoofing may show two devices appearing to use the same address or a device suddenly changing identity. Email spoofing may show sender information that looks familiar while technical headers reveal a different origin. Website spoofing may involve lookalike domains or certificates that do not match expectations. Spoofing is dangerous because many systems rely on identity signals to make trust decisions. If those signals are faked successfully, users or systems may send information to the wrong place, accept malicious traffic, or allow access that should have been denied. On-path attacks happen when an attacker positions themselves between two communicating parties and can observe, relay, or alter traffic. You may also hear older terminology that describes a similar idea, but on-path is clearer because the attacker is sitting on the communication path. Indicators can include certificate warnings, unexpected changes in encryption, unusual routing, duplicate hardware addresses, suspicious wireless networks, altered content, login prompts appearing unexpectedly, or users reporting that pages look different than usual. On-path attacks can happen through rogue wireless access points, compromised routers, malicious proxies, address spoofing, or physical access to network paths. The attacker may simply observe traffic, or they may modify it. Strong encryption and certificate validation make these attacks harder, but users sometimes ignore warnings because they are trying to finish a task. A certificate warning is not just an inconvenience. It may be evidence that the connection is not going where it should. Domain Name System, DNS, attacks target the system that translates human-readable domain names into the network addresses computers use. DNS is essential because users and applications rely on names instead of memorizing addresses. If attackers can interfere with DNS, they may redirect users to malicious sites, block access to legitimate services, observe where systems are trying to connect, or disrupt operations. Indicators may include users reaching the wrong website after typing the correct address, sudden failures to resolve familiar names, unusual DNS server settings, many failed lookup requests, queries for suspicious domains, or endpoints using unauthorized DNS resolvers. A DNS attack can feel confusing because the user believes they went to the right place. The name was correct, but the answer was manipulated or the lookup path was abused. DNS logs are often valuable because they show intent to connect even when the connection itself is blocked later. Cache poisoning is a specific kind of attack where false information is inserted into a cache so future requests receive the wrong answer. A cache stores information temporarily to make later requests faster. DNS cache poisoning is a common example. If an attacker can poison a DNS cache, users may be sent to a malicious address when they ask for a legitimate domain. The indicator may be multiple users reaching the wrong destination, a resolver returning unexpected answers, mismatched records compared with trusted sources, sudden certificate warnings, or traffic flowing to infrastructure that does not belong to the real service. Cache poisoning is dangerous because it can affect many users at once. Each user may type the correct address and still be misdirected because the poisoned cache supplies the wrong answer. Defenders respond by validating records, monitoring resolver behavior, using secure configurations, clearing bad cache entries, and investigating how the false information entered the environment. Physical and network indicators often appear in different records, so connecting them is part of the skill. A physical security system may show a door alarm, badge failure, camera event, visitor log issue, or forced entry report. A help desk ticket may show users reporting strange screens, slow service, suspicious card readers, or failed access. Network logs may show traffic spikes, unknown devices, duplicate addresses, unusual DNS activity, connection downgrades, or unexpected routing. Endpoint logs may show new processes, packet capture tools, changed network settings, or suspicious browser behavior. No single record always tells the full story. A rogue device discovered in a conference room may explain unusual traffic from that area. A shoulder surfing report may explain a valid login from an attacker. A DDoS spike may coincide with a separate account attack. Good investigation brings physical evidence, user reports, and technical logs into the same timeline. As you continue with Security Plus version 8 and SY0801, remember that indicators are clues that need careful interpretation. Tailgating, shoulder surfing, skimming, and forced entry show how physical access can create cyber risk. DDoS attacks, downgrade attacks, rogue devices, sniffing, spoofing, on-path attacks, DNS attacks, and cache poisoning show how networks can be disrupted, observed, redirected, or impersonated. Evidence may appear in logs, user reports, network behavior, physical security records, device inventories, camera footage, and monitoring alerts. The practical mindset is to ask what changed, who or what gained access, what trust may have been abused, and what normal pattern no longer looks normal. Physical security and network security are not separate worlds. They support each other, and attackers may move between them. Recognizing the indicators early gives defenders a better chance to contain harm before a small clue becomes a major incident.
Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.